Buenos días, good morning. Good morning. We want to welcome everybody to Kids Up Mesa Redonda. And we really appreciate your time here. Please let me know if you don't want to be recorded. Just raise your hand and yes. So the purpose of these meetings is to create a network of communication between agencies, government agencies, organizations, and this community in Kitsap County to how can we support our immigrant and Latino community. And just wanted to appreciate all of you for your commitment to come here and make a difference in our community. Every one of you has an impact in the community by bringing resources for our families. So just thank you. And today we have special guest is from.
Oh, hi.
Yes, good morning, good morning. So we just started our meeting and welcome guest. We're recording on the Conduit and also Charlando con Martita podcast. So good morning. So just let me know and raise your hand if you don't want to be recorded when we pass introductions, something like that. Thank you. So buenos días otra vez. So our special guest today is Haskit Hall, and she is with the representing Holy Ridge in Kitsap County. So we're going to start with introductions, and I think we go briefly. You can introduce yourself. If you can talk about the organization, we're going to give more time for you to share later about upcoming events and things like that. But right now, just briefly, your name, the organization that you represent, and then we're going to come back again and go around and provide events and share business cards, your flyers or drug cards, whichever material you have. I would like to for you guys to then share. So buenos días, good morning. Yes. So I think we start, yes, people is arriving. So we're going to start introducing ourselves and the organization that you represent. And we're going to present our guest. And after our guest finish with the presentation, then we're going to go around and you can share about resources, events that are happening in your organization. You can share flyers, posters, whichever material you have from your organization. But right now, just introduce yourself and the organization that you represent, and then we can start with the presentation. And Haskit is going to be talking about the infant toddler program here in this presentation, and she's the director of the infant toddler department. So thank you. And again, my name is Martita May. I am the founder of Kids Up Mesa Redonda and founder of Kids Up Immigrant Assistance Center. Also, I work for Olympic College. So, and I work for Kids Up Public Health District. Right now, I'm not representing the health department, but representing other organizations. So, thank you so much. And we go here. Mm-hmm.
Hi, everybody. My name is Erica Juarez. I use she, her, they pronouns. This is my daughter, Florence, or Flo. It's my second week back from parental leave. I work for the health district. I'm our equity program coordinator. And at KPHD, we have a baby at work program. So I'll be here with baby for the next couple of months.
Yes. Thank you, Erica.
Hi, my name is Janice Griego. I also go by Jen. I'm a nurse with general communicable disease and immunization programs here at KPHD. Hola, soy Janice. Soy una enfermera con el Distrito de Salud de Kitsap. Trabajo con enfermedades comunicables y vacunación.
Gracias. Thank you.
I'm with the Olympic Educational Service District Home Visiting Program. Head Start and Early Head Start.
Christine from Olympic Educational District, so Distrito Olímpico Educacional, y ella trabaja para Head Start. Gracias. Yes.
Hi, my name is Andrew Hogarty. I'm with Evergreen Goodwill. I'm the Assistant Center Manager for the Kitsap locations, and we're based primarily in Bremerton.
Gracias. ¿Tu nombre otra vez? Your name again?
Oh, Andrew.
Andrew. Thank you. Sorry. Andrew, he works for, él trabaja para Goodwill y él es el manager para el programa que tienen de educacional aquí en Bremerton.
Hello, I'm Dr. Naomi Levine. I work for Kitsap Public Health and I do opioid prevention and response.
La doctora Naomi Levine y ella trabaja para el Departamento de Salud, para el Departamento de Enfermedades y Diseases. Gracias.
Hi, my name is Stuart Clanton. I'm a housing navigator and I work for Housing Solutions Center through Kitsap Community Resources.
Kitsap Community Resources y también trabaja para el Departamento de Casas, Housing, Alquilamiento. Sí, es diferente. Gracias.
My name is Misty Rogers. I'm Recovery Outreach Coordinator for Housing Solutions Center through Kitsap Community Resources.
También para el Departamento de Kitsap Community Resources, Recursos Comunitarios de Kitsap, y ella está trabajando también para un programa de recovery. Muchas gracias.
Sherry Rains, Housing Resources, Bainbridge, we're Community Land Trust. We have both affordable rental and home ownership homes.
Sherry Rings y trabaja para la ciudad de Bainbridge Island, no la ciudad, pero en un programa que para asistencia de alojamiento y rentas. Gracias.
Haslachel, Haskit haltit stakudit chad, yaftis titilam nuskayam yafti quilyut. Good day, my name is Haskit Hall. I am Macaw, Jamestown, Squalum, and Quileute. I am currently the Director of Infant Toddler Programs for Holly Ridge Center.
Haskell Hall, ella trabaja para una organización que se llama Holly Ridge y está como directora de un programa para niños y bebés, y está aquí en esta comunidad, y ella es la que va a presentar también el día de hoy, va a ser nuestra presentación. Well, thank you. So we're going to start with the presentation today, and then after that we go around again. So Haskell, go ahead. So la presentación va a hablar sobre su organización y lo que ellos proporcionan información a nuestros niños en la comunidad. So vamos a poner aquí la presentación. Gracias, bienvenida.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, welcome and thank you for inviting me to come and share a little bit of time with you. Just to give you a little brief history about myself, as you heard me introduce myself in the Twilshutsi language. My grandmother was Pearl Kalapa Warren, and she was one of the founders of the American Indian Women's Service League in Seattle, Washington. That was the first Native American service organization in the city of Seattle, and it gave birth to the Seattle Indian Health Board, the Chief Seattle Club, and the Daybreak Star United Indians of All Tribes Foundation and Daybreak Star Indian Center. That is the legacy that I carry forward, and those are the shoulders that I stand on today. My father was and continues to be, he is still present, retired Lieutenant Colonel Dr. Charles A. Hall, who was the highest ranking Native American, full-blooded Native American in any branch of the armed forces. And so I wanted to bring both of those things forward in remembrance of Veterans Day, but also in acknowledgement of Native American History Month. So, Holly Ridge Center is where I'm currently located. We provide birth to 3 services for Kitsap and North Mason counties, as well as adult employment services. So I'm going to talk to you about both of those. Let me see if I can get to my PowerPoint though. Okay.
Can I do with this?
Is it going to do that? Okay. Oh, come on.
We see we don't need this.
Well, why is it not doing that? Because it's supposed to continue.
What about
It's not moving
No,
forward.
moving. Let's
Oh,
see.
man. Let me stop sharing for
Let's
just a
see.
second
Mm,
and see
Share.
why it's not moving. It should be.
Should be moving. Did you
Mhm.
start in that one or this one?
Yeah, it should be there and it
Okay.
should be able to go.
Let me.
Oh, here we go.
Okay.
There.
Okay. Perfect.
Okay. So founded in 1963, Holly Ridge Center is a nonprofit organization with highly specialized experience serving children and adults with disabilities throughout Kitsap and North Mason counties. And we have two service programs. We like to call them bookends. We have our infant toddler program, which serves birth to 3, as well as our adult employment services, which serves adults age 18 and older who are disabled and in need of employment coaching and supports. So our mission, which is something that we carry out on a daily basis, this is how we create opportunities to empower people with disabilities to reach their fullest potential. On a weekly basis, we also discuss this during our staff meetings, and we always bring forward mission moments, and we discuss how we are applying our mission on a daily basis within our community. And that's to fulfill our vision of creating an inclusive community where we learn, work, and play together. And that is based on our values of respect, inclusion, and compassion. So again, like sturdy bookends, Holly Ridge provides support before and after the individual and their family's school district experience. This is actually the same client. So we had this client as a child from birth to 3, then supported with lifespan services, connecting this family to supports within the community outside of Holly Ridge Center. And then when this child was ready to have some adult employment service supports, this family came back to us, and we have been able to support this individual through the takeover from the transition from Liberty Bay to now Ballast Books as well. So this client is still currently employed by us or through us and by Ballast Books. So the infant toddler program is the program that I'm the director of. We provide birth to 3 services. So from the time that a child is born, we actually also do perinatal supports or prenatal supports. So if we have a family who comes in and they already know they've had a diagnosis, say that they've got a chromosomal impact for their child that they are already anticipating, they can already come to us and engage with services to make sure that we're going to be ready to receive them and support them as soon as that child is born. We provide developmental evaluations. We provide all families with family resource coordination. We also provide occupational and physical therapy for those families who qualify, speech therapy, not just applied behavioral analysis, but autism services as a whole. So we do behavioral supports. We do provide some ABA supports, but we really work with the family to decide what works best for them, what they're most comfortable with, and what is going to help the child and the family reach the goals that they would like to reach. We also provide specialized instruction educational supports, as well as social work and mental health for infant mental health supports. In order to access our early intervention services, it can be your child's pediatrician who may refer your family to us, or it could be a self-referral. It could be from their child care provider, whether that's an in-home or in-center. Anybody can make a referral. In fact, we had a very odd one last week or I guess it was Monday. The parent actually came in, which rarely ever happens anymore. Everybody always calls or looks online for how to connect with people. So anybody can make a referral to us, and then we go through the evaluation process. So the time to access us is whenever you have a concern. It can be as early as, like I said, prenatal, if you already have a diagnosis or you're anticipating one. It could be something that you know that runs within your family, and you just want to be aware of. You want to come in and have your child evaluated to make sure that you're right on top of things if anything is going to come up. It could be as late as 2 years old. We try to get everybody in as quickly as possible so that we can provide as many services as possible. So some concerns that you might want to bring up If your child is not talking or has fewer words than their peers and it's not related to a cultural or a bilingual type of impact. A child who struggles with feeding, whether that's breastfeeding and having difficulty latching, or when they start moving into more formal foods and they have texture issues, they're very, very picky with certain foods. A child is not walking yet or pulling themselves up yet, or a child isn't reaching for toys or making eye contact or even answering when their name is called. Those are all just basic developmental concerns that might be coming up, and those are the times to just reach out and we can allay some of those concerns for you as well. Evaluations are no cost. And they usually run about an hour to 2 hours, depending on how many concerns you have and how many areas, how many domains that we have to go into to be able to evaluate. Based on your concerns, then we also make sure that it's a multidisciplinary team that is going to be doing the evaluation. So if it's a speech concern, then we'll have a speech language pathologist there. So we can make sure that it's going to be a far more detailed and specialized type of evaluation. If it's something that has to do with maybe some gross motor development that you're concerned about, some torticollis or something like that, then we would make sure that we had somebody from our motor department who's an OT or a PT who would be present. And then we always make sure that we have somebody from our education department who's looking over all of the global types of delays that might be occurring as well. Okay, so we looked at adaptive, cognitive, communication, motor coordination, as well as social emotional. And quite often it's the social emotional referrals that we get from the child development centers and child care centers. So Holly Ridge Center serves all children who qualify for services, regardless of the family's ability to pay. So we go ahead and we do access people's insurance to be able to do payments if that's not something, if that's going to be detrimental to a family, if that's going to basically allow them to not have services for other types of medical impacts that they might be having, then the family has the option to not charge their insurance, and then we go through a cost analysis to see what their ability to pay is. If they're not able to provide any of types of financial documents for us to be able to see what kind of income they have, then we have to go through and do a payment plan for them as well. But regardless of their ability to pay, we provide services. So where are services provided and why does it matter? And this is kind of a big deal. This is everywhere. We make sure that we provide services in what's called the natural environment for the child. So anywhere the child goes naturally on a day-to-day basis is where we're going to provide those services. So it's not like a clinic where you go to the doctor's office or you go to the PT and they have all of their fun things in their gym and you get to do the things there. We go to the child. And that is because children at this age, at a very young age, don't have what's called globalization, which means that they can't take a skill that's learned in one area and then apply that skill everywhere that they go. So it's up to us as the grown-ups who have that ability to globalize things, to go to the child in those areas where they're having difficulty and help them to develop those skills. And not just the child, but we do what's called caregiver coaching. It's really, really important that the caregivers all learn how to support these skill building activities with the children on an ongoing basis, because we just come in every once in a while. It's the caregivers who are there to provide all of that intervention. So what we say is that the intervention actually occurs between our visits, not during our visits. Then we have our adult employment services. Now, this is not my jam, but I still like to talk about it a little bit. Holly Ridge's Adult Employment Services program provides individualized supported employment services for adults with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And this is our friend who works at Mod Pizza. We also call it person-centered planning. So just like with the infant toddler program, where we focus on what the family's goals are for that child in order to make the child and that family successful, we focus on the adult individual who's coming in for employment supports. So we discover what they are interested in, we set goals with them, then we help them develop the actual skills that they need to build in order to reach those goals. Then we do job searching. and then we do on-the-job training. So, for example, that friend of ours that we just saw who was working at Mod Pizza, he wanted to make pizzas. So we have a kitchen at our Kitsap Lay location, brought him in, taught him how to make the dough, how to put together a pizza, how to do things following a food worker's standards, those types of things, so that before he even got to the point of asking for a job, he had explored fully whether it was even something that he truly was interested in after experiencing it. So that's the kind of work that we do for our families, is making sure that they're going to be successful so that the employer is also satisfied with what's going to be coming to them. So again, talking about the employers, we provide training, we do job analysis and job carving, meaning that we'll go in and we will evaluate the jobs that the employer is telling us that they would like to offer to some of our clients. And we go in and make sure that it's going to be a good fit, skill building wise, for our clients. And then we source our candidates. We look around to see which of our candidates might be good for specific roles. We do on-the-job training as well as coaching, which means that we will do some adaptations for the employees to make sure that they're going to be successful. And that feeds into our accommodation and accessibility support. So even things like, let's say that there's a shift supervisor change and the employee is feeling a little bit tense because they're not quite sure what kinds of expectations this new shift supervisor is going to have. We will come in and we will do a reset, making sure that both sides are going to feel really secure and be able to be successful in their relationship. So our supported employment services contribute to building an authentically diverse community. Supported employment professionals promote acceptance through advocacy, training, and coaching that connects and supports local businesses and adults with disabilities in working together. And it's really, again, part of our mission in making sure that we're helping to create a community that actually does reflect those values of being inclusive and representing everybody who lives and works here in Kitsap and North Mason County. We have many partners. This is just a very short list. We engage with 7 school districts, so all of the school districts within Kitsap County, as well as North Mason and Grapeview school districts. We have over 500 clients in our infant toddler program. In 10 years, it has doubled, so we are definitely seeing a lot of the impacts from having the military movement, but also a lot of the impacts post-pandemic. So it's really interesting to see. I'm interested to see some of the studies that are going to be coming out of University of Washington, specifically with speech development. We've definitely seen a large uptick in needs for speech development services as well as behavior modification. So if you know of anybody who is interested, please tell them to reach out. It's very easy to do a referral. You can either call or go online, and there's a place where you can just go ahead and email what your concerns are. It comes straight to us, and we reach out within 48 hours. So in our healthy community, everyone participates, not just those who want to, but everyone. And that means that we have to create a sense of belonging. And I think that's really what our mission is to make sure that we are setting forth a face and a voice and settings that are welcoming and that show everyone that they belong already, that they don't have to shift, they don't have to fit in, but they can belong just because they show up. People have access to the resources and supports that they need, and that there's active collaboration between service providers and community partners. Do you have any questions at all? Yes.
On your employment with adults, what ages are you looking
Yes.
at?
So it's post high school. So depending on when the individual graduates, some graduate earlier at 16 or 17, and so we will engage with employment services then, all the way through their adult life. Yes, absolutely.
I have a question, it's a little bit detailed, but
Sure.
I'm thinking about like a couple of my clients that
Mhm.
have DDD, they have developmental disabilities.
Yes.
Right, and so a lot of my specific clients struggle with very high mental health, and so
Right.
what level of stability in mental health would you be kind of expecting before a referral is made in that department?
in that way?
Well, we want to make sure that they're going to be able to be safe regarding their own self-safety and also those around them.
Okay.
So that's really the only standard that we're going to have. We understand that people come in with varying types of life experiences, and so we do our best to do a good match. And it really is dependent on the employer in some instances. Yeah. Yes. So, but we're willing to look around, and we're definitely willing to work with families.
Okay.
Yeah.
Haskell, one question for
Yeah.
the adult employment services. How can we refer them?
How can you refer families?
Yes.
You just go ahead and go onto our website,
Okay.
and there's also a referral process there as well.
I think we have a couple for you.
Okay. Sounds
Thank you.
good. Yes.
Any other question for Haskell? Haskell.
Yes.
Like with the referral process, the first thing that came to mind was stigma around behavioral and developmental health. And I wonder if you've ever had someone do a referral and the family, when they received it, felt a little blindsided by it. And that sort of like either communal or large societal stigma maybe came into play. And if there's a way that, like on your end as Holly Ridge Center, try to navigate that with people who might be shocked for the first time realizing something.
I would say that it would be unusual for a family to be shocked by a referral. And the reason being is that referrals usually are inclusive of the family. So let's say a child care center will tell the family that they should reach out to Holly Ridge Center. A pediatrician will tell the family they should reach out to Holly Ridge Center. So while the pediatrician might have some documentation or some diagnoses that would go along with it, they'll really tell the family, you should reach out, here's the information. So it really isn't a shock to them. However, that being said, the majority of the behavior referrals do come from child care centers. And so oftentimes it's a family who will say, hey, my child care center said I have to do this in order for my child to come back to service. So that will be probably the most difficult conversations, because we will then have to talk to them about, what are some of the concerns that came up? Are you concerned yourself? And are you willing to go through an evaluation? And then oftentimes after that evaluation, if there is an outcome where there is, let's say there is a sensory processing disorder or, an autism diagnosis after that, then it might be some difficult conversations. And we have had some of those where there have been families who have said, no, you're not going to put my kid on a list. Oftentimes it's really more about signing the DDA documentation that can make some families very nervous, understanding that the government will have their information about their child having a disability, especially with the things that have been going on with our administration currently. So we do our best to allay their fears, but it's always up to the family. It's always their choice whether they want to engage or not.
Thank you. Erica, yes.
It's 0 to 3 when school typically starts at 4 or 5. Are there services offered before school age?
I really wish that we could keep kids all the way through age 5, because there's kind of I call it a crevasse. They call it a gap. I call it crevasse, where children at the age of 3, from 3 to 5, they engage with other programs, usually the school districts. But the difference between what is Part C IDEA, which is the special ed funding, and the Part B services, from 0 to 3, there's a little over 100 different indicators to qualify for services. As soon as they're 36 months, I believe the list goes down to 16. Yeah, it's a very, very short list, and it's based on resources, and it has to impact their education. So that's the big difference, is that prior to that, it's where are they in relationship to other children who are typically developing. After the age of 3, is it impacting their educational programming. So that's the difference, and that's my personal frustration. I would love to keep all of the kids until they were 5. And to be honest, it's something that we are exploring. We're exploring other programs in the state who have expanded their Part B services to have developmental preschools that they run, and that they're able to provide OT services and speech services, et cetera. So we're working on it. And so we would love to do more to see what we could provide as well that's more grassroots oriented and associated with Holly Ridge Center instead of scattered all over the counties, because that's more difficult for us to be able to support. And it's frankly more difficult for the school districts to be able to support as well. So we work very closely also with the Head Start and preschool programs throughout both of the counties to try to do what we can to support. But it's a lot of administrative bureaucracy funding types of things that have dictated how we manage our programming. Okay, any other questions?
All right. Any more questions? No? Well, thank you so much.
Yes,
really
thank
appreciate
you.
it. Thank you.
Thank
This is
you.
great. This is great. Are you sharing your PowerPoint with agencies? Can you share with me? Yes, thank you. Thank you. I will give you mine. All right. Well, thank you so much. And we're going to start now. You can provide information about the agency that you represent, any upcoming events. And I do have, I'm going to share this about the Norris Family Partnership. Sorry, it's a lot of my, a lot of messages here. So the Norris Family Partnership, it is for women who are, for people who are pregnant with their first baby. And this program, I love it. It's an amazing program. For them to be able to qualify to have a personal nurse, because this program is about home visits with a personal nurse. So the person, pregnant person must be less than 28 weeks gestation and hold Apple Health or WIC to qualify for this program. And again, the nurse will support with a lot, like a child development, and depending if mama wants to, and again, when I call mama, is because some people identify as mama, regardless of the gender. So if they want to breastfeed or how they're going to be lactating the baby, the nurse will go over, what would you like to do? And they can provide the support. If they want to breastfeed, and provide support and resources where to go and take those classes, or the nurse will provide that information as well. Go over with what she needs to know. Also, first-time mamas, right? Sometimes they don't know what will be the childbirth. And there are classes available at the different local hospitals. So in the beginning with the screening to see if mama qualifies, I make sure, to go over also these questions. And if I can provide the calendar, schedule, dates where they can take the childbirth classes if they want to, or if they want to be connected with the doula, midwife as well. So all these information as well and support from the nurse, even to refer them to a physician or anything. So they will be in this program until, they will graduate from this program until the baby turns 2 years old. So during all this time, mama and baby will have all the amazing support, and not just, all the knowledge that the nurse can provide, but also they can order free diapers, car seat, baby clothing, crib, stroller, you name it. Whichever the baby needs, they will receive this for free, because thanks to our amazing organization that we partner, such KidVantage, and we were there last week, right, supporting this agency. So they will benefit from this also organization with free diapers, and that would be on the weekly basis. So that's a huge, huge support. So, and also I have English and Spanish. So with the Norris Family Partnership, And these are not providing the full thing because it's just providing information. And Janet going to be talking about niños y jóvenes con necesidades médicas especiales. So children, youth with special healthcare needs. I'm going to pass it around. And also we do have the pregnancy and parenting support line. So línea de apoyo para embarazo y paternidad. Anyone can call if they need any resources, support, referrals, and we will provide this information immediately. So I'm going to be passing around this as well. So I will go, and then Janet will talk about this more widely. Also, I have Janet and I, we have the Kids Up Mama Moves. So this is an amazing postpartum support group. I'm going to leave it like that me and Janet host every Friday. Oh, this fall will be different dates. So I'm going to let Janet to talk about it. I'm going to pass it around. And also I have posters for the pregnancy and parenting support line. If you want to take posters to your organization, please feel free to take it. So I'm going to pass around. I have my business cards and also the Kids at Mesa Redonda business cards if you want to reach out. I would like to offer special invitation. Also, I have a podcast named Charlando con Martita. This podcast normally is in Spanish, but sometimes if the podcast provides tons of resources and information, but it focuses on empowering youth and parents to continue education. So Charlando con Martita hosts every Friday at 5:30, but also I bring organizations. If you have a person who is an immigrant and works in your organization or immigrant descendant, we bring them to the podcast. And the purpose is targeting two things: providing the resources available in the community like this, like Kids at Mesa Redonda, but also that person that I'll be interviewing, that is a role model to our students, because if they faced challenges when they were at college, and then how they overcome these challenges. So it's just, that there are many support out there with grants, with financial support for them to continue education. So we don't want them to be a barrier, not having the financial support. So that's the purpose of Charlando con Martita. So conversing with Martita, that's the name of the podcast. And just want to say thank you to the Conduit for always sponsoring, supporting my channel, but also because they do pro bono. We don't make money from this, it's purposely. I don't want to make money from the podcast, nor Kids at Mesa Redonda. So I just want to say thank you, Marwan. Thank you, the Conduit, for your amazing support by sponsoring this event pro bono. Gracias. So, okay, I'm going to pass my information and I will go with Erica. Thank you.
Phone a friend, since I've been out for a little bit, I'm out of the loop. This is my second week back in the office. So other KPHD folks, I'm sure, have lots of updates for us.
Erica. So again, my name is Janacy. You guys can call me Jen. I work with general communicable disease and immunization programs. We have had a really good pilot program where we are doing immunization clinics one day a month for youth in our community. We know that our community is under-resourced with pediatric providers, and it can be very challenging for families to get in with a pediatrician to get the vaccines that they want or need to enter childcare, school, whatever their goal is. So all of our clinics are full. We're full through December. And so we're really pleased with the turnout in the community. We're going to reassess in the coming year. So definitely keep an eye out. on the KPHD website for upcoming clinics. We also promote clinics with our community partners, but having folks come in here to our offices to get their vaccines, we do offer some sensory friendly appointments as well, and giving families and kiddos the time they need to get their vaccines and kind of self-regulate. We do like to hold space for them so that, we are accessible for those families. I speak Spanish, and I'm glad to be here and present for the appointments with the Spanish-speaking families. We've had wonderful turnout and engagement from our Latino community, and we hope to see what 2026 brings. So that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Any question for Janae? No questions? Thank you, Jen. Thank you, Char. Buenos días.
Hello, my name is Shar, and I work with Northwest Justice Project. We are a statewide civil legal services nonprofit. We help folks with evictions. There's a massive list of things we help with, but evictions are very huge. Housing issues are very huge right now. Family law, domestic violence is another one of our bigger ones. We help seniors, veterans, all with different things. I don't have a lot to say other than I'll hand out this is Washington Law Help. These are English, Spanish, and this is a website that has all kinds of publications on different civil legal issues. It's got forms, it's got all kinds of stuff. It's recently been revamped, so it's very cell phone friendly. Not as computer friendly anymore, but it's very cell phone friendly, which we find a lot of people don't have the computer access, so the cell phones work a little better. They can speak into it, and it will help them find things. It's forms. I think they can speak in, and it'll help them fill out forms. They've done a fabulous job with it. Those of us that were used to the computer version I'm a little more challenged, but eviction defense, Kitsap Legal Aid Services also does eviction if somebody's been served with an unlawful detainer. But sometimes we can help before that happens. And so if you've got somebody who is having some challenges with that, I don't know that there's other languages on the back, but it's not a reverse of all. CLEAR is our central intake. We've got people that speak different languages, or they can get an interpreter on the phone if somebody speaks a language other than one of our screeners. And this is a bilingual. So help yourself, take as many as you need, hand them out. I don't need any of them back. So thank you.
Thank you, Char. Any questions for Char? No? Thank you. Would you pass the microphone to Christine, please? Thank you. Just share it with her.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, I'm Christine. I work at Olympic Educational Service District with the Early Head Start Home Visiting Program. And I have a couple of things. I brought flyers for our program. We're a prenatal to 5 program. We have classroom and home-based opportunities, and our home-based services are also available in Spanish. We have several Spanish-speaking home visitors. My flyers for that are Spanish and English, and you can apply online on our website. There is a Spanish option. I also brought substitute flyers. We need substitutes for our program, and all of the winter and spring free trainings are on here. So if you know anybody that's interested, they're also double-sided English and Spanish. We do all the training and all of that at our ESD. And then finally, we have our second annual Wonder Conference happening at the ESD in March 6th and 7th. And let's see, they sent me these to say. It brings together passionate educators, community leaders, and early learning champions for a day filled with inspiration, connection, and meaningful learning. So we have a save the date flyer here. And then we also are looking for presenters. So if you know anyone or you're interested in coming and being a presenter, it shows how to do that right here. So thank you.
Any question for Christine? You said March 6th and 7th,
Yes.
right? Thank
At the
you.
ESD.
At the ESD, okay. Any questions? No? Thank you. Ms. Janet?
Hi, I'm Janet Wyatt. I work here at KPHD. I work with the children and youth with special health care needs. We take in referrals and I help coordinate with the families for like Holly Ridge if that's needed. OESD is a good partner. Also, I have lists of speech and occupational and physical therapy that are out in the county if your child's older and needing that help. I work with kids with autism and their families. It's great to hear about programs for adults because I'm starting to get a number of requests for ongoing education for children that are reaching that 18 age. Other programs that I work with, I do lactation. I also work with Mama Moo's Kids App. It's a postpartum group that Jen and I started here back in 2022, and it's been going pretty strong. Last year, we started the fall and winter group indoors at the Kids App Regional Library here on Sylvan, and we do infant massage and baby and mom yoga. So on Fridays, and it's been great. What we see is just moms coming together, families coming together, and that may not have known each other before, but they're building those bonds and supporting each other. And we see it in a lot of that this summer, and it's going strong. So we have the flyers. So please, it's free. It's for anybody. We enjoy seeing the babies. This year, we had a lot of returning moms, and we saw the babies go from 6 weeks on up into, 4 or 5 months, and just the development has been fun to watch. So that's it for me.
Yes, and we are Mama Moves. We are on Instagram, and you can refer mamas to go check the Instagram website. Site and look at the dates. So Fridays. So when we're doing the baby massage, baby yoga, I know once a month. So Janet, I have the schedule for every other week.
Right. So our next program is baby yoga. It'll be on the 21st of November. And then we are the 5th and 19th of December.
Thank you.
We'll do infant massage or baby yoga. It's just kind of alternating between the two.
Yes.
And, if there's questions that mamas have, we can answer there. It's been this last one with our infant massage, she was so good in explaining the need, of what you're working on when you're doing the massage. And even though the baby was pretty active, mom got a lot out of that. And it just shows that even, once they leave that kind of small baby, you can still do things and make those connections that help them with their growth and their brain development. So it's a good program.
Yes, thank you. Make a huge difference with mindfulness that mamas live really equipped. So thank you, Janet. Andrew. Buenos dias. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Reintroduction. My name is Andrew Hogarty. I'm the Assistant Center Manager for the KidSAP Job Training and Education Center. Specifically, I work with our adult basic education programs. Some of the kind of main things is we're, offering digital literacy classes, ESOL classes, and workforce development classes, which primarily focus on work readiness, so helping people fill out resumes, put in applications, doing the 90-second elevator pitch, and then high school completion GED plus programs that are available to individuals 18 years and older. But the two things I really wanted to highlight is our English conversation circles. We've kind of finally got up and running. I appreciate to everyone who's been very patient with us as we announced this like 3 months ago, but we're doing them now. So they're digital. Main reason we figured that digital would be the best option is so we can reach kind of the wider Kitsap area. We don't have the capacity, unfortunately, to host it, in a lot of different spots, but we saw there was a lot of need, from Bainbridge Island all the way down to Port Orchard. And so we figured that having a digital space would be very equitable. So we're hosting that, which has been fantastic. And we've had a great volunteer turnout as well, helping facilitate that. I was running a bit late, so I don't have the flyers with me, but I'll make sure I share them. But the next thing I wanted to talk about is in kind of some very exciting news. Starting in January, we are looking at bringing a citizenship class to the curriculum. So we're looking at running programs that would help individuals get citizenship, help them with that process, and even cover some of the fees and things like that associated with taking the testing. In particular, we're really interested in having this be something that is very active. We understand that there is a lot of changes in terms of what testing is going to look like. And so we want this to be very live, updated, making sure that it's accurate, up to date, and a really useful resource for a lot of people. So that is to come in January, and we're looking to have that be kind of an evolving class.
So happy to hear that you guys bringing back the citizenship class. Yes, it really needed because we need those to send some people from kayak to the citizenship classes. Yes. Gracias, Andrew. Thank you. Any question for Andrew? No? Thank you. Dr. Levine.
All right, I'll go real quick.
Oh, that's right. Sorry.
Together. For those of you that don't know me, that's who I am. We provide transportation here throughout the county, in and out of the county. The first thing is we are now moved. We are no longer in downtown. We are now the old WorkSource building, 1300 Sylvan. We're in the B level. We are sharing space with New Day, and that means no more tickets for our vehicles downtown, and we now have elevator access for folks that use wheelchairs. So that's a big deal for us. I will mention New Day is open 1 to 3 p.m. Monday through Thursday. The food bank is open. And then Tuesday and Thursday, they have a sit-down dinner at 5 p.m. open to all. And they literally have name brand stuff in there. It's great. Craft and it's wonderful stuff here. So please take advantage of that. As I said, we work transportation primarily. November 1, the Redonda shelter has been activated. So if the temperature gets to 32 degrees, it'll be activated. You can call, anyone can call. We will pick them up anywhere in the county and get them to their weather shelter at no cost, and then take them where they need to go the next day. And that goes until, I believe, March 31st. We have about 60 contracts with different agencies, Virginia Basin, we take folks to Alice's, Salish, we take folks to Medical Detox as far out as Yakima and Spokane. If folks have health care, it's coordinated care, or Molina, or many of the other ones, there is a quarterly allotment that they get. I think it's about $400 that they can use for transportation for whatever they need. So it's not just doctor's appointments. I think you can also get vegetables and fruits as well. I'd like to mention that. We teach courses on how to have conversations with your kids about vaping or alcohol, drug use. So that's guiding their choices. We teach positive action to youth. So stay tuned for that. Coming in the new year, we contacted the county on that. What else to mention? Marquita already talked about the conduit. This is a special thing, so yes, we do it pro bono, but that's not typical. So I just want to put that out there. We do try to cover big events. If there's something that's really big going on, we do want to get that information out. If you want something special, we come and set up microphones and all that stuff. We're very reasonable, but we do want to get that information out. So I think that's the main thing to add right now. That we're moved and we're going to do it live.
Thank you. Sorry, I just forgot. I was going to go back with you and Victoria. So again, thank you, Marwan, the Conduit, for sponsoring Kids at Mesa Redonda and Charlando con Martita. Really greatly appreciated. All right, so let me go back with Victoria, and then we go with you. Okay, Victoria. Thank you.
Is that right? Hi, I'm Victoria Hilt. I'm the Strong Community Facilitator with Kids Up Strong. We also are the facilitators for the Peninsula's Early Childhood Coalition. So that's thinking about the childhood well-being system. That means health, education, housing, like all of those things. Traditionally, we've had a lot of early childhood education and health in that space, but we're trying to expand to the entire well-being system so that we can support each other. Legislative time is coming up. There's not going to be a lot of new things passed, but if we can all support each other in those legislative agendas to get the well-being system legislation passed that we need, or to get whatever we need advocated for, that's what we provide, is that combined space to talk about those things. In terms of KidSAP Strong, we recently had our Resiliency Summit. Thank you to those who were able to attend. It was a big event and it took a lot of our energy and focus. And now we are moving into the new year and we have a big event that is still kind of a surprise, but it's going to be in February, so kind of keep that on your radar, and it'll be about parents. So stay tuned for more information. I may be contacting your organization for nominations of parents to honor in that month, so stay tuned. We also have a future-bound manager who is looking for volunteers for the FAFSA. So this impacts a lot of different families at a lot of different stages, but FAFSA is required for secondary education for financial aid, and there is a training coming up, I want to say it's next week, to be trained to help lead people through the FAFSA. So if that's something that interests you, it can be really helpful for families who are first generation, like college goers, and also there is a way for individuals who are that do not have a social security number. There is actually also a financial aid system for them too, and they discuss that as well. So I think that's really important to note that there is secondary education available even if you do not have a social security number. What else? We have our systems bound work and our speakers bureau. If you are looking for trauma informed training, we will be doing some community training, which is open to everyone so that you can be more trauma informed in your work, whatever that looks like. We are continuing to build out the Handle with Care program that partners with the schools and first responders to make sure that any children who have been exposed to a traumatic event, schools know to handle those children with care and to give them extra support. And I have more details on all of that, but I just am giving the highlights for right now. If you're looking to collaborate and find solutions together, that's what KidSAP Strong is for. And we are a small but mighty team.
Any question for Victoria? No? Thank you, Victoria. Thank you and I'll be keeping an eye for the February event. Thank you. Miss Naveen.
Hello, again, I'm Martin Levine. I work here because of the health district I don't know a whole lot of things but some really tangible things that I can share with folks is I always have naloxone available. If you want naloxone, please don't hesitate to get it from me. If you're not near me and you find me need naloxone, either Column, Jefferson, or Kitsap County, I have these cards that are really nice and laminate texture so that if they get wet, they don't get destroyed. If you scan the QR code or go to the tiny URL written on the card, they will show you on a map where there is a cabinet with naloxone in it, and those items is 24/7. And they will also on the map show you kind of like a photo of where it is for most of the locations. And so anywhere from here to Forks, you can find some naloxone, which is fantastic. So this is from St. Louis Behavioral Health Administrative Services Organization. They put this map together. And this represents the cabinets that they've been distributing throughout First County. For additional information on administering naloxone, I have both in English and Spanish from the Washington Department of Health, information about how to administer naloxone, both nasal and intramuscular. I give out nasal naloxone. at the time being, and how to do rescue breathing. Rescue breathing is absolutely essential when you are doing an opioid overdose response, because the thing that is going to kill the person is the lack of oxygen. If they stop breathing, they need rescue breathing has been used for decades now. Has naloxone in emergency settings for professionals, and now we're going to go outside of naloxone distribution and education. I also gather together organizations on a quarterly basis, and the community keeps having me do this, where we get together quarterly, and our goal is to make sure that organizations know each other. That was one of the things that when I first started this job and I kept meeting people, they said, I don't know if anybody in this county is doing anything. I feel like I'm entirely alone. Why do I feel like I don't know anybody? It's a great question. And a big part of it is, the answer is silos. We tend to form these little clusters and we get really stuck in those clusters and we don't really talk to each other. And it's not a fault of our own, that's how our system is designed. And so this meeting that we have on a roughly quarterly basis is meant to disrupt it. We're intentionally attempting to dismantle the silos by actually getting to know one another and meet with one another. I take it as a huge compliment that both the community partners who come to this meeting, it's really hard to get them to stop talking when the meeting starts. That wasn't how it used to be. It used to be real quiet. And the other compliment that I take from this is that at the end of every meeting, when I ask if we're going to have another meeting, every single time, much to my surprise, the community says yes. We're going to have another meeting. So if you are a part of an organization, whether that's a agency, building, or whether that's a community group that is out there supporting either someone who is using opioids, a family member or dependent of someone who is using opioids, or someone who is a caregiver for someone or a loved one of someone who uses opioids, which at this point is quite genuinely everybody, please come to this meeting. Our next one is the end of January. I don't have to date memorize it to came back from vacation, but please reach out and I will send you the invitation for this meeting. So it's a lot of fun, it's a lot of heart. I think that as strong, I know as a proponent, we're stronger together. And
yes,
that's how we're going to do it. We're going to get to know each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Naomi. So during the meetings, you guys provide trainings to people how to save people with an naloxone? I just question because I don't know.
Super great question. So we don't, because a lot of the folks who come to these meetings are either agencies that do the training themselves or have asked me how to do it, just in other sites. Don't have a lot of time.
Yes, because you, one of my concerns, providing that, I have no idea how can I save someone with the naloxone or the rescue. So how to use it, and so that's why my question, if anyone would like to. 5 minutes? Anyone would like to hear about how to provide that support to someone? Yes, go ahead, Naomi. You have 5 minutes or less.
Basically, you have this box that has 2 doses in it. Each of them are 4 milligram doses. If you can give less, that is better. Because the more naloxone you give, the worse the withdrawal will be, the worse the pain is on. Give as little as possible. So here's what you're going to do. First, we're going to identify if a person is experiencing something. So then you're going to identify you can do visual identification. It's looking at the person's skin. If they have a lighter complexion than yourself, look a little bit blue, either in their nail beds, on their face, or darker complexion. Not generally not. A little bit of action and nail beds. I find the most reliable way of personal breathing is to one, person who's not ready yet, they don't hold their hand underneath their nostrils, not going to feel it. You're not going to feel it coming out, but it's really just coming out of the mouth. So, if you've met the condition of person is not breathing, you will then have to say. Step 2 will be call 911. What you're going to do when you call 911 is you are with another person. You will say to that other person, I need you to call 911. If you are alone, just call 911 but on speakerphone. While you are on speakerphone with the person on 911, you will say, hey, I have someone who is not breathing and suspecting they have overdose or an opioid and have naloxone. They will stay with you on the phone and they will do whatever it is they are trying to do. But they will stay with you and then make sure that you get somebody from that. Once you have 911 on, they're getting the emergency services because of the next step is get one of these nasal guys outside of the box. You take this out of the box, and you take it out of this little foil packet. Once you get it out, it's a really intuitive action. Candy grip, you put your fingers on either side of the little oven, and you go up to the nose hole, you're going to put your thumb on the other side of the little button. Do not push that button until it is inside the mouth. You're like me and you use one is because it's meant to be itchy. You have to prime the pump on those, but you don't have to prime the pump on the naloxone. It is a one and done. It is a firm press. I warn you one. It's a lot firmer than my trainers would have you to be. But once you push it in, it is open as done. So make sure you have your hand in the position. You're going to stick that up to the nostril. Ideally, you can manage it before you stick it up the nostril. You want to make sure the head is just back. And then you stick it up there, push it up. Make sure that it gets all the way in. You firm press, you have a little bit of a play. Once you go numb like I do during the hands and nothing. Okay? Get it up in the mouth. That is incredibly fun. You're not going to do nothing for 3 minutes. You have to wait 3 minutes in order for the naloxone to get there. It takes a little bit of time for it to go in your body. If you don't wait 3 minutes, you just start putting more naloxone up the nostrils. You are just keep giving them more naloxone. So, in order to deal with that time period, you have someone with you, have them set a timer. Otherwise, do the best that you can on your own. If you don't think to set a timer, it's okay. But you're going to do rescue breathing. You put inside of this thing, and not all kids come in. For a non-limited time deal, this is all it comes with what's called a CPR face shield. This is one-way air valve. You're going to put on their face. It's going to grab over their ears so that they're keeping your mouth on their mouth. There's not a direct mouth contact. You'll get air from your mouth and put it. What you want to do is you want to make sure that whenever you do the rescue breathing, it's a really good diagram. You want to make sure that you get that head up so you can clear path down into the lungs. You want to take 2 quick breaths down into their lungs. You want to see if bring that up. I know. You're going to repeat that until you either A, 1 to 3 minutes up. If they're not breathing on their own. If they're breathing on their own, you have to go there. They may not have your face. Go with you. You can talk to their face. You can talk to them. So either breathe on their own, which is good, stay with them until they must. It's so important that they must. Or that's it. If neither of those things has happened, you will then proceed to the city setting. Some people say that you don't remember to put it in a different nostril, which is the same nostril, but this is a Reason why you might want to put it in different nostrils. That. On your second dose of naloxone, then you'll return to the desk. From what I hear, people are responding to kind of emergency, one more local emergency, is that you don't need of the form of purpose. You're given a whole lot of doses, there's a good chance that there is different substances on board. This is not going to interact with those substances at all. It's only going to help with the person. Or they may not have done a whole lot of other components that are just generally final step. By this point, genuinely, EMS should have arrived. And you can make sure that they are being taken care of. You're not going to take care of yourself. It's incredibly important. You responded to an emergency scenario, you'll know a bit more about what your sort of post-emergency response is like for yourself, whether it's kind of just go numb and then maybe several hours to a week later, it all just hits you all at once. Or you might be someone who's a bit of a puddle in the room immediately, which is done a great job helping someone. Either way, you need to take care of yourself. This is where it's important to make sure that you are not dealing with this alone. Do not make the mistakes that I have made when responding to emergencies when you try to cope with it alone. It is a lot easier to deal with it in the moment than it is to years later when you promise this. Practically because of footprint. So, ways that you can help get that immediate sort of care is you can call 911. Not just for suicides. You can also call for local crisis, not just for suicide. The crisis is too you can also call the Washington for any part of that. Really, you can talk to them. There's conversation. And if all else fails, you still need someone to talk to, and it is during my day when you can call me. Right? You might like to get back to me. You may not be able to talk to a person at all. Genuinely, no one else to talk to. That's the
Thank you. Thank you, Naomi. So make sure you pack your business cards in case they want to call you. But yes, I'm pretty sure. Thank you so much. Any question?
I have
No?
one question.
Yes.
So with the rescue breathing, so the 2 quick breaths of trying to pressurize, and then are you doing another 2 quick breaths? Like, are you taking a break in between? Great question. So you should take a break.
How long is the wait between the two? The first.
So, I would say take it before you continue. This is obviously a kind of
Thank you. Any other question? Christine?
No, so it will not. So the only person who will be hurt by using naloxone is the person who is overdosing on opioids because of food delivery. Not pain is better than being dead. But if they're unconscious and they're not breathing and it's not related to an opioid overdose, and you give them naloxone, it would be able to try that. And I would try to treat them first, person. Overdosing from opioids. So if they can respond to you, tell them that you're done, and then you ask them.
No more questions?
There it is.
No? Thank you so much for providing this quick overview and training about naloxone. Thank you. Okay, next.
Okay, well, we flipped a coin over here. Let's do it. And all things, again, my name is Cynthia Rogers. I'm Recovery Outreach Coordinator of Housing Solutions Center, which is with Kids at Community Resources. I brought some flyers, but we're really short on our Spanish. We have a bunch of English ones, but I can pass them around if you'd like. Also, my business card. Okay, yeah. Pass them around. So what's new? Well, there's not really, trying to think. So my primary job is outreach. I'm just like, it's just what, like any new updates or anything? Is that what we're?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. So with your outreach, what you go out there in the community, what, provide information?
Yeah, so I'm, so with my business card, if you have anybody that needs a shelter referral, so I'm so sorry, let me reset. So Housing Solutions Center is a coordinated entry program. We're like a referral service where like you can sit down with us. We're gonna point in the direction of Head Start, any any community resources that there are. And my position is more of a soft handoff where I'm not just sending you there, I'm making a phone call with you, right?
Yes.
And then my partner and I, Jessica Martin, we do the recovery outreach portion of it, where we fund people coming out of treatment. We help them get into Oxford housing. Most of the time they need to do it themselves. Find their own housing. We take shelter referrals or community referrals even from outside of Washington State. So if somebody's coming to Washington from Nevada and they're looking to get into treatment or some kind of shelter, then we do that. I work with the hospitals, the Kentucky County Jail, all those things. So what's important that I want you guys to know is that we have a new program. It's foundational community supports. Other counties have already been using this for quite some time. It's new to KidSAP, it's new to KCR. And so what we do is we verify if a participant has Washington State health insurance, and then we do a couple of assessments on it with them. And then we can assign them a case manager that will sit down and do supportive job training with them. We'll sit down and do supportive housing activities with them, setting goals and things like that. And I've watched this program take off in our agency. It's incredible. Our case managers are very personable. They're always meeting with somebody. And I even case manage a few individuals myself. KCR, of course, if you come down and you meet with the navigator, you can learn more about what service is. I'm trying to think. So we refer to all you guys, right? Of course. Anything else? No, we have, we have our rental assistance, move-in assistance program. So we have rental assistance. It's a bit tricky with the rental assistance right now, depending on what grant we have. So we have eviction prevention grants that come in and they close or they turn into wait list, right? Those ones, you don't have to have any criteria, right? Versus our HARPS grant and our ROSE grant is a behavioral health grant. And so you have to you need to actively be receiving services from a mental health provider, or if your doctor knows that you are receiving services, then we need a verification of services for that. So it's not like you have to go fall out and get addicted to drugs and all the things. Sometimes clients get really frustrated with us with that. Like, oh, we have to be alcoholic to get help. And it's like, no, you can have anxiety from not being able to pay your rent for 3 months, and it's caused some mental health, because usually mental health is there before rent became an issue, right? So that's the behavioral health grant. That grant typically pays up to $2,500. It kind of depends on how far behind. If you're behind $6,000, or $2,500 is going to keep you from getting the eventuality of an eviction. I mean, it's just kind of the way. So then we do the referral to clear, pick up legal and things like that. But if say if you are way behind in your rent and you already have another agency lined up to help you, then we can help you with the rest of that. We can do pay arrears if it's stopping you from getting into a new place. It's homelessness criteria is required for the move-in assistance, and again, we can do $2,500 towards deposit move-in assistance. That's just my program, right? The KCR is something for their Housing Solutions Center. Housing Solutions Center has our HEART outreach team, homeless encampment, and increased. Yeah. And they go out, they do homeless encampment, like on the streets. And then I'm roast, and then the regular housing navigators where you can just walk in to meet with the navigator. So if you have any families that are like looking for shelter, or maybe they've just lost housing, or they're about to lose housing, or housing is, rent is, unstable, send them to us and see what programs we can hook them up for. Yeah.
Thank you, Misty. And we've been, in coordination, helping families. Thank you for supporting. Sometimes I just call KCR and.
Thank you for
Yes.
mentioning that,
Yes.
Marquita, because,
Thank you.
That's one thing too is, with every agency in Kitsap County, sometimes our our people, we don't have, Spanish speaking, like, I don't know
Yeah.
how to speak.
Yes.
But like, there's a couple of us down there, I'm really big on like, I will use my Google app, what's the other one that we have down the office?
The language lane.
Or just calling outside, yeah.
Yes.
Following up with that, 'cause that is such a marginalized community.
Yes.
We see it.
Exactly. Yes. So I'm going to show you an app also, just for that.
I love that.
For those, emergency appointments or something happen. Yes. Yes. No. Yeah. I use that app when I went on vacation to Japan, and I say, I need to communicate. So, and then the other person, was, of course, in Japanese. I said, wait, can you please? And then press the button, and then that person was talking. Oh, okay. So I'm going to show you an app also. That's really good. But thank you, Misty. Any question for Misty about? I do have one question.
Sure.
You mentioned when you do the screening yes, if they hold the Washington State insurance. What if they don't have any?
So if a participant does not have the insurance, they can go down to Peninsula Community Health Services. They should have an insurance navigator there on site. And then my partner and I are actually being trained right now to be trained to sign people up for state insurance. So if I'm sitting with a participant, like this afternoon, I have outreach at Kitsap Mental.
Not anymore.
What's that?
No Peninsula. Peninsula is no longer had that program for the navigators. You can call Lutheran Community Services. Yes, and they do have the navigator, and also they have navigators supposedly in Spanish too. So, yes, Lutheran Community Services. Not Peninsula is no longer has that. Yes. See how we help you.
But we're gonna be able to sign people up.
Yes.
So if I'm sitting with somebody and I want to do
Yes.
FCF, but then we don't have health insurance, I can navigate
Yes.
that.
Great. Awesome. And
That makes sense.
yes.
That's the training. I haven't looked at the training yet, obviously.
Yes.
Right now.
Yes. Any other question for Misty? No? Okay. So you spoke with both of you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Next. Thank you.
Sherry Rains, Housing Resources, Bainbridge, so we're community land trust. So we have both permanently affordable homeownership homes in our program, and then also rentals. And we do maintain wait lists for both of those programs. So if you know anyone who's interested or potentially interested in affordable housing, please, have them reach out to us. It's always good to get on the wait list so that when those opportunities come up, they have the option to say they want to move forward or to pass. All of our properties are currently on Bainbridge Island, but we do hope that we can expand off of Bainbridge into the rest of Kitsap at some point. We're still small organization, but we do hope that we can do more for Kitsap off of the island at some point. We have a new home ownership development coming up that we're hoping to break ground on towards the end of next year. That will be 22 single family homes, and they'll be between 2-bedroom, and then we'll also have 3 and 4-bedroom homes in that community. So if you know of larger families who are looking for home ownership, please have them reach out because it's by time on wait list and then ability to secure financing, with the caveat if someone doesn't want to move forward, they don't have to. It doesn't hurt their place on the wait list. But because of that, if people are interested, they should get on the wait list now so that they'll be higher on the wait list. And then 7 of those units in that new development will be built to better than ADA standards for they'll all be visitable, 0 threshold entries, so that neighbors can visit each other regardless of mobility issues. And then, 7 will be built to higher than ADA standards, so it'll have a fully accessible bathroom and shower on the main floor, bedroom on the main floor, wider doors and hallways, that sort of thing.
Great. And qualifications for that?
Yeah, so for that community will be restricted to 80% AMI and below, and that does tend to change around June every year. And then I didn't bring any flyers today, so I apologize. But we do have that information on our website too for the different household sizes, what those levels are. And then we do look at we want the home to be affordable. That's part of the program. So, your debt to income needs to be within an affordable ratio. So, but we can help people too if they're not quite there yet. By doing that review, we can tell them, okay, here's what's holding you back right now, and here's some options to be able to work through those things, whether it's paying down debt, just what would need to change for them to be able to qualify. So.
Sounds great. And you do not have a flyer, but you do have your business card, right?
I do, I think.
Okay, you can pass it around. That'd be great. Any question? No? Okay, I'm going to pass, while Sherry pass that information around. Kayak, we are having our Christmas party for our family celebration. For our families, we will continue with those Christmas celebrations. So it's going to be on December 6th. We have already Kayak's website. Also, I share Mesa Redonda, the date. And also, we inviting organizations if you would like to participate with some activities for families and children that really appreciate. You can give us a call. You can call Annika, you can call me, you can call anyone. Always, as Kayak founder, and also I'm with the directors and the board. I'm a board member as well. So the first time I thought in Spanish and English, so that's why I'm not going to think in Spanish because I get confused. So I'm a board member as well. So please reach out. We need, support. And also we are going to be doing our toy drive for our families at Kayak. So please stay tuned. I'm pretty sure the flyer is going to be going out. But yes, it's December 6th. Thank you. December 6th, and most likely going to be in the same place than last year at the gymnasium that is Bremerton Gymnasium next to the Boys and Girls Club over here in Witten Way. But again, go to the website, Kids Up Immigrant Assistance Center, and it's December 6th, which is Saturday, and going to start from 2 to 6, I think. But I need to know what agencies will be collaborating and how many people come from your agency, the activity, and for me to look over there how much food we need, because I'm planning to go again and request food. I know we have amazing community restaurant owners that always support me with food. So again, that is from Kayak. And also the Toys for Tots are already there taking, applications. So please, you have families, you can send it to Kayak on Wednesdays. No appointment needed. Wednesdays walk-ins. Kayak also offers first Wednesday of the month free consultation to speak with an attorney, immigration attorney. First Wednesday of the month, and any other Wednesday, no appointment needed for any other services at Kayak. What else? Yes, and then Olympic College. Also, we are almost in the middle. Yeah, we are over in the middle of our quarter, but we're going to start ESL classes and GED in January. So right now we are giving appointments for an orientation for students. The first orientation will be December 3rd, but they need to contact us for us to be able to, again, I'm wearing many different hats, right? For us to be able to put them in the schedule for the orientation. We do have orientations in the morning, midday, and also in the evening orientations at 5:30 p.m. And I'm there in the evening at the college, so they can call me too. So I pass the information. I use this number as well for students who are interested in ESL classes as well. And I am grateful to her that Goodwill doing also because we have a large community that really needs. So thank you. Okay, so if you don't have any questions, thank you so much. Muchas gracias por estar aquí. Thank you for your support to our community. And I just wish you all a happy Thanksgiving and happy everything. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. So I will see you on, I think it's January 14th, the next Kids Up Mesa Redonda. Please stay tuned. And normally I put the event in the Kids Up Mesa Redonda Facebook, and I put the event there. And again, we did it this time hybrid, but normally it's in person because I want to see people here, and people can see faces and share information. So thank you so much. But that was asked from Congresswoman if I can have it this because they wanted to attend. So again, they were here, but I think they just left. Thank you so much and have a wonderful holiday. Thank you, season. Thank you.
Only a little bit. I wanted to bring